this was right around the time when Zhendong was making his break onto the international scene. That same year, he played the finals against Yanan in the Swedish Open. Some of the best playing I've seen from Yanan. And the next year, Zhendong came back to the finals and won the Swedish Open 2014. Zhendong, incredible power on both sides. Vladimir SAMSONOV, you have to imagine, actually you don't have to imagine, you can just watch it all online. Chinese fans with their flags getting fixed, yay! Vladimir SAMSONOV over the last 2 decades has been one of the most dominant players in European table tennis, alongside Timo Boll until the past few years when Dmitry Ovtcharov took over the top spot for the German national team. SAMSONOV making sure he's breathing fine out there, clearing the nostrils. Now, one thing SAMSONOV has that keeps him so able to play at the age of 39 is not only creativity and clever, I'd say, clever shot selection, but also he's very fluid out there, plays a very efficient style of play. One of the tallest players in the game right behind Stefan Mengel of Germany. SAMSONOV, very whip-like arm, able to keep the pace on the shots, able to fish for a long time as well. Cheeky thing. That shirt is a cheeky thing. Oh, brother and sister. Look at those smiles. Bring the kids out to see the legends play. Whole family's here. This should be an interesting match. Vladimir SAMSONOV has had a very strong last several months, I'd say. Last year, actually, right around this time, he was the winner over Dmitry Ovtcharov, who you saw earlier today beat Zhang Jike in an incredible match. It was Dmitry Ovtcharov who was beaten in the finals by SAMSONOV at this tournament. Of course, the top 4 Chinese players were not here at Chinese New Year for this tournament. But this was right after an article had been written about, is SAMSONOV over the hill? Is he on his way down? He had a week, I'd say the week before, had a tough loss and had a streak of some tough losses, and then came out to beat Dmitry Ovtcharov. And since then, he's played some very close matches with Xu Xin, with Zhang Jike at the German Open last year. 7-gamer. SAMSONOV speaking between 4 and 5 languages fluently. He's got 5 languages at least conversationally. We're gonna get that name fixed on screen. Zhendong with a D, of course. Soon to be top in the world. It's just a question of when Ma Long, sort of slows down, but Ma Long is showing no signs of slowing down despite Zhang Jike coming back to beat him last week in the finals. Sort of fun to see all the young fans here. We've seen kids lounging. No matter how many teeth you have, a great smile. Had a chance to capture on the big screen the family on it. Nice. SAMSONOV a little more taped up on that right elbow than we're used to seeing. Table tennis elbow, tough to know. So Vladimir SAMSONOV is going to start off with the serve, a little more toward the middle of the table. Constantly moving around with the serve to keep his receiver guessing. Chop block to start it off, but Zhendong reads the spin well to take the point. Even when Vladimir SAMSONOV puts the pressure on, Zhendong very quick to counter. Short stroke on that forehand. Little break off the top of the net, but SAMSONOV's quick to come in, take advantage of an opportunity. Samsonov's always going to be looking for the opportunity to get Zhendong on the run. You can see that Zhendong on the receive doesn't quite know where the ball is coming. He's aware that Vladimir Samsonov can keep it deep into the backhand at will. Steady play and fast footwork from Zhendong. Vladdy's able to keep that last ball in, but he's trying to keep it low to come back into the point. Not too many players can lob down Zhendong. Saw Xu Xin do it last year. Little break off the back edge. It's still a one-point game. This is a few fortunate points so far. We had a net ball earlier from Samsonov that helped him win a point, and an edge ball here. And a net ball again. As far as who's counting, I think Samsonov is leading 3-0 with edges or nets that win points. Down the line, a little bit of side spin on it as well. The flexible wrist of Samsonov. Notice he doesn't follow through much at all, tries to disguise the contact. And this time Zhendong gets a little break back off the top of the net. Now tied up at 5 points each. One backhand counterattack, but two is a tough ask of anybody. Occasionally from that far off the table, we see someone do it. Recently retired Michael Mays has done it with side spin in some memorable matches. Samsonov able to lob and fish forever, but at this level against Zhendong, I think he knows he's going to have to try and get aggressive. But challenged with the long serve. This is smart play from Zhendong. Despite being world ranked #2, sort of feels like he's out of selection for the Olympic, I'd say representing China at the Olympics. From an experience standpoint, the knowledge, the competitive edge that the top 3 players outside of Zhendong on the team have, it's just tough to battle. But some of that service variation from Zhendong is a sign that he's getting wiser, a little bit more clever and tactical on his own. Finds the middle. Samsonov's got a big middle that he covers well with his backhand. Zhendong seems to be aware as he plays it out more to the forehand side of the middle. Looked like he was going to try and hit it with the edge of the racket. Obviously, that wouldn't happen. Just more credit to how centered Zhendong's ball is. Now, one thing that Vladdy does very effectively is vary up his receives, long pushes sometimes. Anything he can do to keep Zhendong guessing and off balance will be to his help, to his advantage. Strong flip from over the table. Zhendong puts the pressure on and earns 3 game points. Little break off the net there, doesn't bother SAMSONOV. And this time the net doesn't come over. It's 11-7. Zhendong takes game 1 over Vladimir SAMSONOV. Will be back for game 2 after this short break. Back for game 2, Zhendong in the bright orange at the bottom of the screen, leading 1-0 over Vladimir SAMSONOV of Belarus in blue right there. A little role reversal as Zhendong backs off the table and starts fishing to Vladi. He's going to try to avoid that throughout the match by staying aggressive and in near the table. Ooh, soft touch gets a second bounce on Zhendong's side. Clever idea, the long serve into the body, but Zhendong with a very short stroke is ready to answer. Sounded like Zhendong said, "Allez, come on." Hear more commonly from Dima and some of the French players. Simon Gauzy. Counter rally on the forehand side. Vladi initiating well over the table. Pros and cons to being so tall in table tennis. Try to use it to your advantage, whatever you have. One of the cons is the bigger middle. Tend to be a little stronger on the wings. Zhendong is doing an excellent job right now of putting some aggression on from over the table, not allowing SAMSONOV to have an easy opening attack. Back edge of the table. Vladi had 3 in game 1. They started to come back for Zhendong a little bit. A whole lot of pace there from both sides. Second or third time now that we've seen Vladi pressured off the table, trying to keep his fishing shots low and finding the net. Power early on, he gets the opening, a little bit higher ball. This is the degree of risk that Samsonov's going to have to play with. The weaker player is always going to have to play out of the comfort zone to put pressure on the stronger player. At least find some comfort in knowing that that's what they have to do. Another break for Vladi. Less and less balanced so far in the luck. Early on in the match, though, in a best-of-7 match. Got a long way to go. Beautiful touch. Samsonov coming in with a loose wrist, keeping it short. A little bit of topspin on that. Very difficult to keep short. Vladi covering the middle with the forehand. A very unusual way to win a point, and a big point for him to take. Tough to tell. It looked like Samsonov was going for a long push out to the forehand, maybe trying to take it off the bounce early. This is an early timeout. Samsonov, again, has nobody in his corner, will go outside the court to sit in his chair, which the rule says is fine. A player must not leave the playing area, which I guess is not clearly defined. Umpires will say within 3 meters of the actual court. This brings up some interesting questions, though. As far as what the playing area is, if someone steps through the barriers and knocks down the barrier, keeps it in play, the point should continue, it seems. If they're on the other side of the barrier. We've seen in exhibitions, or even in real matches, where exhibition points are not stopped. So Samsonov right now, early in the match, trying to make sure he hangs on to this game. Probably believes that if he loses the first 2 games, chances are significantly worse that he will manage to take this match than if he splits 1-1. On Zhendong fans in the crowd. Wouldn't surprise me if 1 or 2 of those are actually Samsonov fans. Girls here from China. So much power over the table. Fan Zhendong's short game. Very impressive. The short game has always been good from receive to counterattacks. Pretty much anywhere on the court. Aggressive play is Fan Zhendong's specialty. Big point for Samsonov. First point since the timeout at 9-8. Now he's got a game point. Risky long serve and a follow-up third ball attack. Samsonov escapes and the timeout seems to pay off as he splits 1 game each. We'll be back for game 3 to see who takes the lead after this short break. Alrighty, back for game 3, and Samsonov has tied it up at 1 game apiece. And quickly, Zhendong taking aggressive control early on. Almost comes back with the side spin chop block from off the table. To be that far off the table and still feel like it's a chop block is just a testament to how much power Zhendong has. Little surprised at how many times Zhendong has won points where Samsonov's trying to start fishing, but finds the bottom of the net from off the table. Just missing the short side of the table. Outstanding effort from Zhendong, really making it tough for Samsonov to take a point out here. On the run, that's one of his signatures, with both feet in the air on that backhand. Zhendong still aggressive, causing a threat. Wow, wow. Look at the stare. Samsonov just looking at him like, okay, okay. I see that you've got that in your repertoire. And in the replay, the stroke not even very long. Look at this. Comes right down after he hits through the ball. This is a point of contact. Look how strong the wrist is and how whip-like he hits that ball. Samsonov's going to have to figure something out here. So far, he hasn't been able to stop Zhendong in game 3 from playing very aggressively on both sides. Anything he can do to earn the first attack. Surprisingly, playing it soft gets him the point there. That was odd. It sounded like a fan reacted to the fortune. Again, Samsonov has a lot more luck so far this game, or this match, than Zhendong. Smart play, pushed out wide to the forehand and hit to the short side of the table on the backhand. Excellent combination. Not just one good shot, but it takes 2. Takes 2 to tango out here, and Samsonov tangoing well. A little bit off the top of the net. Zhendong stopping the streak. 3 in a row from Samsonov. Another net. Starting to get closer as far as the luck. I've lost count, but it feels like maybe only 2 more for Samsonov. Wow, from off the table, as powerful as that opening attack was from Vladi, it's countered back by Zhendong. One thing Zhendong does really well is he plants right before hitting, even if he has to leave his feet. Stays in control. So much power from Vladi, but it comes back even faster, and an 11-4 victory, domination by Zhendong in game 3. We'll be back for game 4 right after this. Players are back for Game 4. Samsonov trailing 1-2 against Zhendong, the 19-year-old sensation. Zhendong in an age range of his own as far as up-and-coming Chinese players that the world has seen. Outstanding point. Zhendong really working. The Aleko at the end. We had a counter-attack or two with the backhand of Samsonov earlier on in this point. But so much side spin on that last ball, very difficult to control. Samsonov taking advantage of the opportunity to put some aggression on the ball. Nice adjustment from Vladimir in the backhand court, keeping it in play. Still a little uncharacteristic of Zhendong to miss that loop. But with pressure like this, it's more understandable. Samsonov taking control. Again, Zhendong, the wow factor just too high. He's on the run to make this forehand attack with so much power. Barely has his balance, but while he's in the air, still manages to get side and top heavy on that ball. There's the power again. Zhendong was fooled early on in that point. Long push catches him off balance. And quickly he's right back on. Quad strength, core strength, he's got it all. It's amazing how quickly he makes some of these decisions. That backhand for the fifth ball attack. Almost looked like that ball was going to come down. Vladi celebrating as the ball has a chance to be in play. It's always embarrassing to lose a point when you're showing. Well-placed serve. Samsonov takes his lead back to 2 points. Short side of the table for Samsonov. The rallies are getting more and more attractive out here. Hooking side spins. Look at this wide shot. Samsonov really fighting here to even out the score. Not a comfortable lead, but into a good position to sort of be continuing on to tie it up at 2-2. But just like anyone else with the lead, he has to stay focused. Has to remember what got him in the lead. Heavy underspin on that serve. Right to the middle of the table, that's the way to do it. Zhendong with his signature banana flip from over the table. The backhand from the middle. left too high, and even with the wingspan of Samsonov, there's no one near this ball as it passes out to the barriers. See the angle here. Shallow on the table, off the side. I think Samsonov's going to have to look to be aggressive here, whether it's a long push followed up with an attack. Anything he can do to get his attack into play. Passiveness has not been a recipe for success for the last few points. He's trying. Definitely some intention behind the shots. Wow, just crushing that ball. Samsonov kept it low to the net and spinny. Check it out from this angle. Really heavy spin, takes it still on the rise and just pummels through the ball. This is around the time that a timeout was taken in game 2, but there's no timeout left for Samsonov. One timeout per side. Big point here. Long serve, a risky idea. Zhendong thinks he can surprise Samsonov, catch him off guard. But a very patient, focused Samsonov loops it back with his backhand and follows up with the angle and the forehand step around. Takes a whole lot of pace to cover the middle there and still get it past Zhendong. Now 2 game points for Vladi with the serves. Long serve of his own and a miscontacted third ball. Still 1 game point left. That serve that has heavy underspin, if he can make a serve look like that, with less rotation, maybe earn himself a third ball. Short side of the table, Samsonov does it, 11-9 to tie it up at 2 games each, and the 39-year-old is really making this a match. We'll be back for game 5 to see who takes the lead right after this short break. Back for game 5. Vladimir Samsonov escaping 11 points to 9 over Zhendong, tied up at 2 games each. It's been a little while since we've seen Samsonov serve so much from the middle. Started off the match that way. Big backhand on the third ball. Little fun fact for you, Vladimir Samsonov was born the same year as the coach in the corner, Lu Liang. A little bit of hesitation on the forehand. After a strong receive like that, deep out to the forehand. Seemed like Samsonov wasn't sure if he wanted to loop it or fish it. Strong opening backhand again. It's that whip-like shot. With all the wingspan, the long arms of Samsonov, if he's able to get that full arm in like that, the speed of the racket head at the point of contact is just deadly. Shot selection is going to be crucial out here. Samsonov looking for the opportunity to play some pressure. But Zhendong keeping it low to the net, not letting it go too long. Oh, completely fooled. Samsonov stepping around and Zhendong finding love in a hopeless place. Look at this one more time. From down low, spins it to the short side of the table. I think from lower to the table would be more impressive to see, but a really impressive, difficult shot from Zhendong. Pressure on, and the top spin jumps up into the edge of the racket on Zhendong's side. Will it come down? It will not come down. Not on the right side of the table. That backhand attack from Samsonov, so strong. A little surprised he decided to step around after all that success with the backhand. Samsonov had only lost one game so far in this tournament before playing this match. It was to Alexander Shibaev of Russia in the last round. Excellent touch, smothers the ball and leaves it out on the forehand side. Zhendong hasn't lost a game yet, beating Ho Kwon Kit and Benedict Duda, who's had an incredible tournament so far, or up until this point being eliminated anyway. Samsonov right back in business at the second towel break, ties it up at 6 points each. And he's used the forehand to take the ball right off the bounce in the receive game very effectively so far. Beautiful counterattack right off the bounce again. Samsonov anticipating and ready for action. As strong as Zhendong's opening is there. Samsonov just moving back a little bit as he counters that. Looked like it came long. He's used that backhand whipping shot so effectively. If the placement's right, it's a good way to challenge Zhendong. Tough to say for sure. Easy to second guess. Hindsight is always 20/20. Samsonov, one of the smartest players in the world. Just wondering why I don't see more backhand attacks. the same time, he found a lot of success receiving short to the forehand. So it's understandable he would pursue it if he can't open up at the backhand. Oh, goes for a counter with the backhand. High risk shot from off the table, but a powerful smash off the high lob from Zhendong. Has to leave his feet to come down through that ball. 3 game points now for Fan. Unbelievable touch. A chop block as low as they come. It looked like the point was over. Floated back, catches the edge. And Samsonov right back to the deepest part of the table with side and top spin. If that's not feeling, I don't know what is. Look at that. Like Neo, everything happens in slow motion at this level for these players. Spectators can barely see it. For them, they can react and adjust to it. There's the backhand attack. It's been some time, but another game point saved. We got a timeout on the side of Fan Zhendong. Liu Guoliang's going to have a talk with his young player. It's been a few years that Fan Zhendong has been winning World Tour events. And even though he's 19 years old now, he's got senior players all around him. Shuxin, Ma Long, and Zhang Jike all have at least 6 years on Fan Zhendong. I think it'll be very interesting over the years to see how the personality of Fan Zhendong changes. He's like the little brother right now. When you see him interacting with the rest of the team, socially, just the way they hang out and vibe together. But in the next 3 or 4 years, you have to imagine that some of the top players from China will be retiring, and the new crop of young players will be joining the experienced at that point, Fan Zhendong. Fun to be on camera, part of the Una staff here. Oh, she's getting shy. The dimples come out. Was with us last week in Kuwait and last year in Kuwait as well. Kuwait and Qatar as a scorekeeper, digitally of course. Back from the timeout, Fan Zhendong with one more game point here. Oh my goodness. The opening backhand from Vladimir Samsonov quickly countered right off the bounce. Fan Zhendong turns up the heat and takes it 11-9 for a 3-2 lead. Enjoy the highlights and the replays. We'll be back for game 6 right after this. We're back for game 6. It's Fan Zhendong with the serve and the lead of 3-2 over Vladimir Samsonov. A very tight game 5 you just saw. Well, Samsonov had the lead relatively late in game 5. seemed to get a little bit soft. Two fast backhands, but pressured into slightly softer backhands. Zhendong takes the point. And that's what it's going to take from Vladi. Opening backhand, whole lot of wrist and spin on this ball. And then follows up, keeping his weight forward to get the ball early. And that's how quick Zhendong can get back in the point. Watch the opening. Samsonov with the strong flip, but as soon as he softens up, Zhendong comes right back in. He's not afraid to get low to loop the ball. Side and top, the banana flip. Deep on the table, too. Every shot in this rally feels the pressure. Samsonov really has to be in the right place at the right time for a few of these balls. The first forehand, he just barely got his racket head up. The ball was coming in so fast, he didn't need to do much to it to put it back into play with good pace. Burned again as he steps around. Zhendong, thinking in combinations, knows exactly where he has to get back. As his weight's moving wide to the backhand, quickly comes out to the forehand to take advantage of an open cross-court shot. Look at that angle. Samsonov putting a little side spin on it. Really smothering the ball as soon as he recognizes an opening. A flip and doesn't allow Zhendong time to get back into place. Such a small margin for error. Samsonov, when he makes these shots, to stop Zhendong from countering, it just really requires a lot of pace and perfect placement. But the long push catches him off guard. Zhendong has his weight coming into the table. What happens when you move just a little early? And a long serve, surprise into the backhand. This could be experience getting Samsonov back in the game over Zhendong. Tough to tell from here, but I'm just still curious whenever it looks like the ball might come off the table on the backhand side. Yeah, Samsonov has the opening there. From this angle, there's no question he's got time, but instead decides to try and play it soft. Really tough to play a deep ball on the table soft for a second bounce to keep it short. And what was the start of a comeback from Samsonov has turned back around. 1 point game turned into a 3 point lead now for Zhendong. Neither here nor there. Softens up a little bit into the fishing game, starts to back off the table. I guess at least he had an idea to try to get Zhendong running around. Despite missing that shot, I think that's the right shot to take for Samsonov. He's now facing 5 match points. Power comes back again out to the open forehand, and Zhendong quickly captures the game. Stops Vladimir Samsonov in an excellent match. But Zhendong at 19 years old is moving on to the semi-finals in men's singles here at the Qatar Open. Strong performance. Vladdy's still showing to be in good shape. But is going to have to come back stronger next time he faces Zhendong. Hope you've enjoyed an exciting day of matches here at the 2016 Qatar Open. We've got the final day tomorrow with some outstanding players in it. Enjoy some highlights, and we look forward to having you back tomorrow morning here in Qatar.